Welcome back, movie lovers. This is Reeling for Cinema, and in this video, we'll be reviewing Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. If you enjoy my content, want to foster more discourse in our community, or want to keep up to date on my reviews, please like and subscribe. I've been waiting to see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes for a long time. I've heard so much about it, and that it was an underrated hit. I have to say, what I've heard is absolutely true, and then some. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is an absolutely fantastic sequel that continues the story of Caesar and delivers a complex story filled with action, suspense, and great messages. The film starts with a sprawling ape community where Caesar is the fearless and unquestioned leader. Everything is fine, and there is nothing that hinders the apes from growing as a peaceful people. There are no signs of humans, as the Simeon Flu, a disease caused as a result of human experimentation on apes, spreads as a pandemic and supposedly wiped out all of humanity, or so they thought. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes does a great job garnering sympathy from both the humans and the apes, and I think that is what makes the film incredibly successful. We are invested in both factions, as both have essentially been wronged and are neither initially at fault for anything. The apes are just trying to act as a peaceful isolationist community, escaping their pasts and captivity, and the last surviving humans are trying to bring themselves back from absolute extinction. The motives between the two factions clash, and it is extremely riveting to see if the apes and the humans can coexist, or if they will fight in an all-out war. You feel like even the slightest wrong move could cause a conflict, and that suspense is what reeled me in for the entire film. In regards to characters, Caesar's arc continues with great progression. While the previous film was about his rise to power, this film is about how his leadership is tested and how he must figure out what it takes to be a strong, fair, and moral leader. He is tested all throughout the movie, between the humans and even apes in his own community that are disapproving of his decisions. Having Caesar deal with the burdens and inevitabilities of being a leader was incredible to see, and I can't wait to see where his arc goes in the conclusion of his trilogy. Nearly every single character seemed important in this film, and had an arc of some sort. Of course, for me, the highlights were the arcs of Caesar, Koba, and Caesar's son, but the humans were also interesting, attempting to fight to survive and moving past the tragedy of the Simeon Flu to better themselves in the future. In some ways, the film also drew parallels between the humans and the apes, showing that the trials and tribulations they endure are not so different. What I picked up most in those parallels was the themes of family, the future, and leadership. While Caesar is attempting to deal with being a leader, Gary Oldman's character, Dreyfus, has also took on the burden of leading the last of the humans. Both Caesar and Dreyfus want what's best for their people and are put under immense pressure to accomplish their goals. While dealing with the pressures of being a leader, Caesar is also attempting to build his family and keep it together despite having warring philosophies with his son. With the humans, the characters Malcolm, Ellie, and Alexander try to be a family as well, bonding over their common goal to save the human race and to not go back to the tragedy they faced in the past. The pacing of this film is also fantastic. I feel like this film should be a blueprint for anyone trying to write a story and have it flow effortlessly plot-wise. There's just so much to be invested in, and it all comes together extremely well. The climax is near perfect, as some are experiencing an absolute triumph just for their triumphant accomplishment to be stripped away from them. Not only is this film a blueprint of how a great plot should be, but is also essentially a blueprint for how conflicts escalate into wars. There are differing factions, those who are paranoid and those who are sympathetic. And with so much uncertainty, there can be misunderstandings and small acts of aggression that could cause an all-out conflict to develop. In regards to the performances, they are awesome as usual. The motion capture artistry was dialed up to 11, and Andy Serkis delivered another masterclass, and Toby Kebbell as Koba was exceptional as well. The humans are also great too. All of the main cast was solid, but Gary Oldman, though not in it as much as I wanted, was great, and brought even more sympathy to the humans as a veteran attempting to lead the humans to a new frontier. I was absolutely floored with this film. The director Matt Reeves was able to do the impossible and create a great complex story about humanoid apes and humans attempting to coexist in a post-apocalyptic world, and was able to make it in a completely serious manner. Well, there are some scenes where there's a good amount of goofiness, but who doesn't want to see an ape riding a horse dual-wielding machine guns? With a complex story, near perfect pacing, great action, and a fantastic continuation to Caesar's character arc, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a must-see film. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my review on War for the Planet of the Apes.